What's up, guys, and welcome to my next Avatar Conquest video. And for those of you who are friends with me on Steam, you'll know that for a few days I was kind of helping my brother learn how to play because he just got the game. And this is actually the second day that he had it. The first day we spent just doing 1v1 so he could figure things out, and this was the second day when we started doing 2v2s. And he is a Shogun 2 profile, as you can see. He brought Bow Samurai, Katana Samurai, Naginata, Katana, Yari, Katana, 2 Yari Cavalries there? No, 1 Yari Cavalry. And then he has some more Bow Samurai back here, and his general. And I brought French Marines, I'm just going to call them, I don't want to butcher their names. A few Elite Imperial Guards, I love those guys, having them as the backbone of your army is absolutely amazing. And then I brought my Shogutai and my Katana Kachi, and all of my guys are veterans. So these guys are coming at us with all cavalry. Both armies are full cavalry. So we kind of just bunched up back here so that they would have to charge right at him, and he has Naginatas and Yari, so he'll do a good job of killing them pretty easily. And then now I can kind of just wait for them, because now that he has the left side secure, I can just move my Shogutai and my Katana Kachi here and keep the right flank secure, while having my guns shooting at everything that comes up the front. It was a fairly interesting strategy that these people implemented. Like, I've never seen 2 people go full cav before, but this is what it looks like when you try to rush cavalry at Elite Imperial Guards. It doesn't turn out well. These are Yari Cavalry, Katana Cavalry. Actually, that's Katana Cavalry from the Saints and Heroes DLC there, and then he has Fire Cavalry. So those are actually some pretty good units he has there. And it's going to be pretty tough to beat them. I forgot how we did this because we played this battle several days ago. So I'm not exactly sure how we beat these guys, because those are some extremely tough cavalry units there. And they have my general boxed in too, which is not good. Over here on the left flank, we have things pretty secure. But like I said, here we're not doing too well. So I believe I turn around a few of my gunmen and just start annihilating them. And my brother sends in basically his whole army, and we just sandwich all these guys here.
Your general can no longer fight, sir. He has sustained a terrible injury.
Yeah, unfortunately in that battle I lost my general, so I thought that was going to make us lose the fight because of the morale hit that my guys wouldn't take. But fortunately, Imperial Guard and French Marines have amazing morale, so they could deal with the loss of my general fairly well. And now we're pretty much just surrounding this last unit of Katana Cavalry that he has. And now he charged his mounted gunners here, so I just lined up my gun troops and just firing right into them. And I know some of you have been asking that I zoom in more on the battle, so here is a little bit of a zoom in going on the mounted gunners while they get annihilated by my gunmen. And that should be it for them.
The enemy's allies run like heathens from a preacher, sir.
So we got their general and most of their troops. They pretty much, Swedish Fish has 1 spear of Shizugatake. That was also from Saints and Heroes DLC. So that's the only one he has left, and so it's just Mauler left that we're fighting against. And right now things are not going well for him. We've taken out most of his cavalry units. All he has is his general and 1 unit of Katana Cavalry left, and we still have a sizable army, so there's nothing he can really do. Oh, I stand corrected, I forgot about this. He was hiding most of his cavalry in the trees, which I completely forgot about. So I'm desperately trying to line my guns up before his troops get here. So I drop them back and I run my melee troops forward just to try and stop them for at least a little bit. And he realizes that he's not going to make it if he charges them in now because I have my melee troops waiting for him. So now I go back and I have my guns lined up and ready to go. So now I'm just going to wait for them basically. And as soon as they get in, we'll try and shoot them down. They're trying to flank us out to the right and left, but luckily we have enough melee troops that we can stop them and keep my gun troops from getting hurt too badly.
Cowards! Your allies are running!
The thing that I love about Imperial Guard infantry, though, is their melee attack and defense, because they actually are so good in melee attack and defense that these cavalry could hit them and they'll probably still stay there and win because they have Yari cavalry here. They wouldn't stand up to the Katana cavalry, but the Yari cavalry they could probably take, which is why I like these guys so much. So now I move them up because his general's there, and he's micromanaging his other cavalry, so I'm hoping that he doesn't notice that his general's there, but unfortunately he does, and he moves in a Katana cavalry unit. So I just set up this gun unit, this elite Imperial Guard unit, and aim them right at the Katana cavalry. And I get in some few nice hits. And then my brother actually stops him there with the Katana Samurai. It holds him up for long enough that I can get a few more gun kills, which worked out pretty well. So these cavalry units are still off to our right side. They're not really moving. It looks like he's sending them in now. And we still have those two off over there. So I don't think I noticed that these two were coming in because of the other battle until right now. I just realized it. And he turned them back. So he sent in some Katana cavalry. Shogutai and Katana Kachi aren't the best to be using against cavalry. But I mean, they're decent enough that if I can swarm them with both units, I could probably do some decent damage. And that's pretty much what you see going on here. I just try and swarm with both units and then hit them with my guns. And it gets pretty close to routing them. But it doesn't fully get the job done. So I'm just trying to figure out a way where we can hit his general, because once his general's gone, this game is pretty much over. So I'm just trying to figure out a way we can get to the general. And right now, he doesn't really have a chance because of all the units we still have left. I mean, he can charge in all he wants, but we're still just going to shoot him down. We'll hold him with our melee units and then shoot him with the gun units, and it'll be pretty much over. And right now we have my brother setting up on my flanks, so he's not really going to be able to charge me from that side or this side because I have my melee units on the flanks there. As you can see, he's trying to get to my gun units, but I'm able to stop him with the melee units long enough that, and see, the Yari cavalry are really bad in melee attacks, so that's why I think that these guys are good because they can take the Yari cavalry at least on their own. The Katana cavalry, on the other hand, are doing a really good job in melee, and they're killing my Shogutai fairly quickly. So I'm just trying to get a gun unit over there, try and stop them. And we're still pretty much stuck in a stalemate on the left side and the front side. He's not really doing anything on either one. And we finally are able to rout this Katana cavalry unit, so all he has is Yari cavalry here, which basically means nothing because my melee units can take him even though they're not anti-cavalry. And he's charging over one more Katana cavalry unit here to help out since he just lost that one. And here's where we can see if this guy will actually be able to handle the Yari cavalry. They have oh, but they charge in katana cavalry, which I did not notice. But luckily, I have all my guns lined up still, so I can just turn them like this and slaughter any of these cavalry units that are coming in. And then I catch them up on my melee units so they can't run. And that'll just basically cause a bottleneck where my guns can just shoot in and rout all their cavalry.
A unit is running from the battlefield, sir.
And there we route the Yari cavalry, and the katana cavalry might be routing soon if we hit it with a few more bullets. Nope, doesn't look like it. Alright, so we hurt the katana cavalry badly, but we didn't fully rout it yet. And now he's charging in this Yari cavalry from the front, and once again, that doesn't really make any sense because my guys can handle Yari cavalry pretty easily. They don't really have... They have really bad melee attack and defense, so there's not really a reason to do it. And now he charges in katana cavalry again to my elite katana kachi. And I have my guns right there, and I start taking out a few of them. And they may rout this time. Yep, there we go. We routed him that time. So now he has nothing on the right side. And he took his troops from the left side because he knew he couldn't get us on the left side anymore. So now it's all of his remaining troops are just right in front of us. So I think at this point I'm going to start marching my troops forward. Yep, there we go. We're going to start marching forward because he's just going to sit there because there's no way for him to do anything. And I think I get a few shots. Yeah, he doesn't move them completely out of my line of sight, so I can still hit a few of them. And we hit that Yari Cav unit pretty hard. So he's moving over pretty much everything, except for this Yari Cavalry unit. I'm not sure why he left that one here. But he's moving over his bodyguard, his katana cavalry, his Yari Cavalry, and pretty much everything. So now he's charging in his katana cav, and I'm going to start moving my guns over this way and positioning them so that we box him into this corner. And that way we can get a shot on his general.
Your men are running, sir.
Unfortunately, though, he routed my last melee unit. So now all I have are ranged units, but my brother still has quite a few melee units left, so it's all good. And we're just trying to get into a position where we can kind of box them in. And I send these two off to get this Yari Cav unit, but he moves it away. Actually, he doesn't move it away fast enough. And my French Marines get him. I don't think enough to rout, though. Yep, we don't get him enough to rout. And over here, he starts moving his cavalry back to the front. So I'm going to set up my guns once again. And face the front so that if he charges in, I can just shoot him before he even gets there. So now he charges my French Marines, and that should give me the opportunity I need to hit him with my gun units. And now we just tear into him. And I can hold them there with my French Marines and with my elite Imperials.
Your men are running, sir.
And that held them there long enough where I can get a few good hits on them. I don't think I rout... Oh, I actually rout both of them. So that routed two of his last remaining units. So now all he has is a Yari Cav unit and his General's unit. So that exchange there was a pretty big turning point. I mean, we were already going to win at that point, but that sped it up a lot. Because he tried to take that elite Imperial Guard Infantry unit and my French Marines. And they were able to stay there without routing for long enough that I was able to rout those two units of cavalry that he sent in. So now we're just trying to get these two units. Let's fast forward a little bit. Okay, now he he sends them in. I guess he's just going to commit suicide here since he knows that he can't win. He's just going to send his troops in. So he sends them right into the Naginatas and into my guns, and that's pretty much an instant rout for him. Or at least it should be an instant rout. Surprised. Okay, there we go. And now we'll go for his general, and it'll be pretty much over. I'm just repositioning my guns to get shots on this general. I didn't do a great job positioning here because I have these guys behind them and they're not really in a single file line, but I was just trying to get this quickly so that we could shoot these guys before he decided that he wanted to leave again. So that is it for this Avatar Conquest video. Alright, that's not completely it. Let's end the battle and go to the statistics first. That was a fairly interesting strategy that Swedish Fish and Mauler used. It worked out pretty decently, but the guns were just too much. We kind of just protected the two flanks with our melee troops at first in the beginning, and then just used the guns to kill the cavalry as quickly as possible, and they really didn't have any choice because we would just use the melee to slow up their cavalry and then use the guns to take them out quickly. So they really had no chance at winning that after the first assault ended badly for them. But that was a pretty cool strategy. And it worked out pretty decently. So we're just waiting for this load screen to finish so I can show you guys the stats. It's taking quite some time. As I say in most of my videos, the load times in this game are brutal. Alright, so I deployed 1,240 troops and killed 841. My brother deployed 1,560 and killed 384. Swedish Fish deployed 528 and killed 548. Mauler deployed 840 and killed 920. So they both did pretty well. They had quite a few kills with their cavalry. But it wasn't enough as we were able to win. So good game to Swedish Fish and Mauler. That was a pretty interesting strategy. And that is it for this video. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. And I will see you in the next video.